Hi, I'm Lyle,
And I'm Amy.
and we're here to tell you about the 10 things you might not want to do or might want to do if you're living full time in an RV like we are. First of all, we'll give you a little recap on ourselves. We've been living in our RV for
Almost 4 months now.
almost 4 months, and we sold our home after 20 years. We're father and mother of 3 daughters, and this is what we're doing now. So anyways, we're going to give you 10 tips on what to do, what not to do. You decide whether you want to use them or not, but this is our mistakes, and we want to share them with you so that way you're not caught up like we were. So I'll start out with number 1. YouTube, what you want or think you will need, being a fifth wheel or an RV. We had a choice of a fifth wheel or an RV. We do have a truck to pull a fifth wheel. We decided not to do that. We decided to get an RV and a tow car. And so far we haven't used a tow car yet. And we've done a couple of trips, or a few trips so far.
A few.
And we have a tow car if we need it. But so far we haven't needed it. But number 2, don't hesitate to have fun or you'll never do it. We started hesitating in the end and it got kind of iffy. We were thinking we may not want to do this because it may not be the right thing to do out of our comfort zone, which is living in our house, hooked up to electric, etc. So don't hesitate to do it. Just do it. Live your dream.
Just do it.
Yes. Number 3, when you purchase your camper, get a full tutorial and ask a lot of questions.
If you don't know what something does or you're not sure, ask.
Yes. Especially if you're going to be living full time.
Especially.
We didn't ask enough questions and we did not know what we were getting. And we were surprised at sometimes at what was going on. We didn't know what was going on. So,
right.
Anywho, number 4. Make sure your gray and black tanks are empty before buying. When we bought our RV, we did our little tutorial and we pushed the buttons that the guy told us to and it showed everything was full. We were so overwhelmed. We didn't realize that we had the last people's black and gray water. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But yes, we had somebody else's fun time before our fun time. So anyways, bad experience. As soon as we brought it home the next day, we used our black tank a couple times and things started shooting out of the roof. So
it's got to go somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, it went somewhere. And yeah, we had to clean out somebody else's fun time. So yeah, make sure those are empty before you buy your RV or fifth wheel, whatever you decide to buy. Number 5, ask what all the remotes are for. We have about 12 remotes. So very fortunate. We did buy a 2013 35-foot Bounder, which we have 35 remotes for. We have 3 TVs, we have a fireplace, we have an awning remote, we have a temperature gauge remote, we have all kinds of remotes.
All kinds.
Yeah.
So anyways, figure out what they all went to ourselves. Pretty much.
Put them to work.
I think there's a few that we don't know what they go to yet, but
yeah, I think at least
we'll eventually figure it out, I guess.
We still don't know what one remote is for because we didn't ask questions.
Yes.
So that is our fault, and that's why we're making this video.
Right.
Number 6, maintenance and what needs to be maintained. That's very important. You need to know maintenance on this because this is your new home. You need to grease your slide outs, your doors, and your steps, etc. Learn how to do that before you buy what you want or what you think you know what you want, because that's important. You don't want to be boondocking out in the middle of nowhere and a slide out doesn't come in because you cannot go down the road and go to your next destination. So what I've read so far and research is if you hear something starting to squeak, grease it. This is your home. Maintain it, and you can go a lot farther.
Right.
Number 7, make sure your screws are tight on the windows, etc. We had a water leak our first rainy day in our RV, and we were running the generator. We had the TV going. We started looking around for leaks when it was raining. Fortunately, we did, because we did have a big leak inside of one of our windows in the front of the RV that wasn't tight, because obviously when you go down the road, your screws start unspinning, things start creaking and crackling, your whole house moves, in other words.
Right.
Tighten up your screws, look around, tighten them up. By tightening them up, I did stop the leak, thank goodness.
Yes.
Because it was pouring out pretty heavily.
It was leaking pretty bad.
So that could have been a worse problem than to be expected, but we fixed it, and then we got a rain. A couple weeks down the road, we got another rain, and it wasn't leaking, thank goodness. But
Yes.
anyways, always, anytime you move, look for screws that might be getting unscrewed, or you'll be screwed. Okay.
Okay.
Funny. Number 8. Let me see here. Your generator can recharge batteries and use very little fuel. That is one thing we didn't ask. That is one thing we found out. It is very important to recharge your batteries. And
Well, especially when you're full timing, you want to run the generator at least 2 to 3 hours a day. Which, yeah, we usually run it, like 1 or 2 hours in the morning and at least 2 to 3 hours at night. You don't want to run it for just like 5 minutes to make your coffee or whatever, you know. It needs to be ran.
yeah,
you
we
know.
have a Keurig. When we
Yes.
first started, we would run our Keurig for, we only needed it to run about 5 minutes, and then we shut it off, and we realized our batteries were not charging. So further research showed that at least run it for a half an hour, couple hours. We fortunately have a light that says that our batteries are fully charged, so we wait for that light now before we even think about shutting it off. So that's a very important step. Number 9, don't be afraid to talk to other campers. They can tell you useful information that may be helpful. We've talked to a lot of different people here in Havasu.
Met a
and
lot of good people.
a lot of very nice people. It is true. Campers are friendlier people and happier
Happy campers.
people. Happy campers. It's true.
Now we know what it means.
But there's also risk involved, obviously. But talk to campers. They'll tell you what to do, what not to do, the experiences that they ran into. Like it took us a while to start talking to people because we were nervous. We were scared. We were noobs. And we started talking to people, and they started telling us what their problems were, what they've had wrong, and very useful tips.
Yeah.
So we'll lead on to number 10. Freecampsites.net. If you're boondocking like we are, living full time, go to that campsite. We found a lot of... website. Not campsite. Freecampsites.net.
But you will find campsites.
Yes, you'll
Free.
find.
Free.
And you'll also get reviews on what other people thought of them, and the terrain being sandy or easy to drive, hard to drive, rough. Those are things very important. If I can add a little something, would be do not drive your RV or fifth wheel, whatever you got, into an area you can't back out of. That's very important because these are houses. Yeah. So you need to get them to your next destination. So,
right.
But check out freecampsites.net. We've been using it. It's been mentioned to us on YouTube, and we found it very helpful. So,
yeah. So,
yeah.
That's pretty much what we got for you at this time.
Yes. And like I said, we're 3.5, 4 months into it, and we love it. Our life, happy like a camper. It's true. It's true freedom, the American way. What more can I say?
Yeah, it's been great.
So enjoy. And
hopefully what we've told you can help you.
yes. and we will be traveling all over the United States. So far, we've just hit Mexico, Puerto Banasca,
Yes.
which was very interesting, taking an
Beautiful.
RV home out of the desert and onto the beach. We've done Tombstone, we've done other places, but yeah, we're just getting started, and we hope to have a lot more fun. So
Yes.
we'll keep bringing you suggestions and problems we've run into, and hopefully they may help. So enjoy, take only pictures, leave only footprints.